The Pinkenba line was opened in 1897 to connect Brisbane City with the busy port of Pinkenba. For decades it carried dock workers, migrants, cargo and troops, but now most of the line has disappeared with time, so today we're following what's left behind by bike. Here we are at Clayfield station. The first thing you notice standing here is that there are 2 platforms but only 1 track. If we look a little closer, we also notice that there are unfinished overhead constructions here. The reason for this messy station is due to early plans of duplicating the Pinkenba line, giving it 2 tracks. Once the line was electrified in 1988, the overhead masts and structures were installed with a future second track in mind, but the plans were cancelled before the second track was laid, leaving the overhead infrastructure unfinished. Our next stop is Hendra Station. Hendra Station opened with the line in 1882, and there's nothing particularly unusual about this station, but things start getting interesting after Doomben. Just up the line is Ascot Station. Here we quickly notice that platform 2 isn't in duty anymore, simply because not enough Doomben services run for it to still be of use. Still, this station isn't that important on our journey to Pinkenba. This is where things start getting interesting, Doomben Station. When the line was electrified on the 6th of February 1988, the station received its name of Doomben. However, the station was previously known as Racecourse. At this station, the 303 bus service also begins, which serves the now abandoned stations on the line. One detail that's often overlooked about Doomben is that it is still showcasing the older Queensland Rail logos and designs. Most passengers never go beyond this point, but the original Pinkenba line continues. The 303 replacement bus service was originally meant to make up for the Pinkenba line in frequent services consisting of SX stainless steel carriages hauled by diesel locomotives. Since 1993, only 1 return passenger service operated each weekday beyond Doomben. This was known as the Parliamentary train because it operated purely to maintain the line as an operational passenger railway. Eagle Farm Station, the first abandoned station on the Pinkenba line. Eagle Farm was originally opened in 1952 as Barini and was renamed a few months later to Airport in the same year due to its close proximity to the former Eagle Farm Brisbane Airport. However, the station didn't last long as Airport. When the Brisbane Airport was relocated in 1988, the station's name was changed to Eagle Farm. Passengers previously weren't happy with the airport station due to its very infrequent services and significant walking distances to the airport terminal. Interestingly, we can see that the line's electrification also ended here. 90 metres past the airport station, we find the original Eagle Farm station. Both Eagle Farm and Airport operated at the same time to serve the expanding Eagle Farm network. However, the new airport station made the old Eagle Farm stop largely redundant, leading to its shutdown in 1977. Further along the line sits Bournell Station. Bournell Station was opened in 1949 and was mainly constructed for workers in the growing industrial area. It's also important to note that the very large Army Defence Storage and Warehouse facility located beside this station was in use during World War II. I'll come back to why this is significant later. So now we're just going to move a little more down the line, and you can see more of where all the military supplies would have been stored. So we're a little stuck because the path just ends here. If I go up there, it's a tiny shoulder and I'm riding into oncoming traffic. So I'm not sure. I gotta find a way to get to Meanderfair. So I'm really close. As we continue towards Pinkenba, we arrive at Meander, an interesting stop. Meander was opened on the 1st of April 1897, however was closed in 1930 as an economic measure during the Great Depression. After many strong protests by the local residents and workers, Meander Station was reopened in 1931 as an unstaffed station. What makes this station unique is that the HMS Nabriki was located near the Meander Railway Station. The HMS Nabriki was a mobile naval airbase used during World War II. So, I've got a bit of a new plan, since I don't want to ride along Kingston Smith Road and get run over without taking a bit of a detour. The Pinkenba Railway was built primarily to serve the port of Pinkenba. During its life, it would have served dock and port workers in the Pinkenba Wharf, but also would have assisted with shipping and exports. Migrants arriving by ship and military personnel would have relied on this line to get in and out of the port. For example, the line transported troops, ammunition, military supplies, and equipment to the Pinkenba docks during World War II. Without a doubt, the Pinkenba line is definitely one of Brisbane's most important industrial railway lines. Following the line all the way from Clayfield, we finally reach Pinkenba Station, the terminus of the Pinkenba line. This is the site of the rebuilt 1969 station, which was constructed closer to the township of Pinkenba. Passenger ships of the Orient Steam Navigational Company, which is modernly known as P&O, used the Pinkenba Wharf for passenger services, meaning special lines would run along this track from Brisbane City. Circling back to the military warehouses at Bournemouth, they existed because during both World Wars this railway became Brisbane's key military supply route, carrying ammunition and equipment directly to the wharf. During World War I and II, troop camps were located in the area of Pinkenba because of deep berthing available to ships here at Pinkenba Wharf. Further ahead of me marks the spot of the original Pinkenba station. Similar to the rebuilt station, it's also no longer here. An interesting fact for the original station is that during 1906, refreshment rooms were constructed at Pinkenba Station at the cost of £318. These rooms operated until the new station opened in 1969. So, where have these stations gone? Well, the original 1897 station was removed to a grain corp site. Around 2001, the station building was cut in half and removed to make room for the redevelopment of the site. The right-hand section of the building went to a private home situated in Cleveland, and the left-hand section is now sitting on North Stradbroke Island, where it serves as the ticket office for Stradbroke ferries. Almost nothing remains today, but this was once Brisbane's gateway to the world. So now, is there still a future for what remains of the Pinkenba line? Well, yes and no. Although regular passenger services have long disappeared, the Pinkenba line isn't completely dead. Freight trains still use the line to access the Port of Brisbane, fuel terminals, industrial estates and warehouses. So even though the stations may have fell silent, the railway continues to do one of its original goals, serve industry. Thank you for watching my video on the history of the Pinkenba line, and if you've enjoyed it, please leave a thumbs up.